Hello, I'm Umbrenero and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is my March 2026 plan with me. So it's time to get everything set up for March. And first off is we're going to do our monthly calendar. And for the theme for March, I have been going and rolling a d12 with a list of 12 different options, and for the month of March it ended up becoming foxes for the theme. So I went and actually cut out some stickers using my Cricut I have, and I wanted to make getting all of the decorations done and having them similar throughout the entire month all in one go. So I did the quick way for decorations. But before I could even get to that, I had to go and make my calendar and my to-do list for the month, because there is just a good amount of things I need to take care of that I want to do. Just needed to finally do it. But with that being said, I had to start somewhere, and this is where I ended up starting. But because I'm doing foxes for this theme, I knew I wanted to use various oranges and some grays, because a lot of foxes are orange to gray, like color-wise. So I felt this was the easiest way to do it. And then there's no harsh dark color truly throughout this month. I was taking my time trying to be as careful as I could be, and I was doing this with very minimal markings on the page for where things would go. So everything was very much freehand. But sometimes you make a mistake at the beginning of what you're working on. And surprisingly, putting this little fox on here was not the mistake. No. But I wanted a cute little fox to be poking out from behind my to-do box of appointments and things just going on in the month. So I felt right there was a good spot to put the little guy. And I grabbed a lighter orange to fill in all the days of the month. And I was just saying a little bit ago about how you can make mistakes. Well, the mistake I made, I didn't catch it until after I was done recording this entire video. And this was the mistake. Right here. I wrote February instead of March. Yes, I could have went and seen if I had a scrap of paper to cover this up. But I honestly did not notice this until I was actually taking my camera to grab the card to edit this. And I looked down at my journal and I'm like, Why does that say February? This was my March spread. Oh well. But we're gonna move on to the next area, which is the page for my dad's things and a page for my things. Because this month, I got rid of the habit tracker. Like I've said before, I have a love-hate relationship with it. And for the month of March, I did not want to deal with it. So, that's that. But, since foxes are the theme for this month, and I already had my stickers cut out, I needed to get them put onto the pages, and I decided to have like an orange vine to go with it, just as a element to bring the color through the pages. And so that way there's a cohesive decoration going through the whole thing, because there's been times where I haven't had that. So it started going, and I ripped my journal. I was having all the luck on this day doing this. First was writing the wrong month, now it was ripping the journal. Luckily, it ripped barely, so I can still use the other side of the page. There's no hole through the pages, it's just a little rough. But the left side is things for my dad, right side will be stuff for me. And honestly, I was pretty close with picking out the oranges. On camera it looks a little bit darker, but in person it actually matches really well. And it just is what it is. But having stuff done in advance did make this go a lot quicker and a lot easier. I know for upcoming months, that is a goal, to have things ready in advance, so that way I am not rushing in the last week of the month to try to get this done in time. But time for the right page, which is for my things, and I didn't want to repeat what I had done on the left page and rip it, so I was a lot gentler rubbing my sticker on, and no issue whatsoever. And now I have 2 foxes on this spread. So very simple, very minimal, even with the decorations. It's just nice, calming, and not so bad. And I'll actually say a little behind the scenes thing. While recording the audio for this, I actually added some more stickers to my cover page of the journal because I had extras. But it is what it is. But onto the weekly logs, and this year I have been loving having the horizontal lines for my logs because they just seem really nice for me this year. Like, they're not overwhelming, they're actually spacious enough if I have a lot of things I need to write. It works so well. So I took the second, no, not the second. I took the lightest color I was using for the grays, and I used that as my dividing line because I didn't want to have the same gray doing all of the dividing for the month, because that just would have not been as interesting to me. So, gotta do what you gotta do. And I just kept on going until I had all of the days for the month lined up. And I do Sunday to Saturday weeks. So I knew I was going to have an extra box on each page, roughly. I had a plan for that going into the month, into this setup. And that's where the Vine stickers that were on my thing and my dad's things pages came in handy, is because I had extra. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to use these as decorations within the weeks. And I decided to alternate. So one week, Sunday was the second box. The next Sunday was the first box. And just alternated what page got the sticker what week. And this way it made it so it didn't get overly thick, having all the stickers line up in the same exact spot week after week after week. And yes, my camera was not happy with me for doing this, but my camera likes to be stubborn. But I felt this was a good way to use up the extra stickers I had and to carry the element through. And for the last week of March, it's only 3 days. So this actually worked very well to help keep things consistent. And I did not rip any other pages while I was doing this, so I'll take that as a win. But now it was on to putting the days in the calendar. And I actually used each color that I pulled for each week. So I started with the darkest orange and went down in gradient each week, making sure I didn't miss a page, because we know that's something I have done before. And then after this orange, this light orange to be specific, I went to the light gray that I used to make all of the lines. I figured simple is going to be the best for me, especially here, because I didn't need it to be overly decorative and stuff like that. And then I used the darkest gray for that last week. But now it's on to the migration page, which is making a return, and while audio is being recorded, had the last little stickers thrown on that page as a, hey, I'm just gonna add a little bit more decoration here because I felt like it. So the migration page is straightforward stuff that's going to get brought into upcoming months. What other way can I describe it? I didn't want to give myself strict guidelines as to what is going on this page. So, because I didn't want that, I decided to leave the page mostly blank and then add in my last few little decorations. And as I just said a little bit ago, what I put in here in this video is not all that ended up in here. I did add more of the vines because I felt like adding some chaos, and I really like how they turned out. So I did play around to try to figure out the best way for these to fit. And one of the vines I found while doing the audio would have actually fit better than the one I did use, but it's fine because I found a use for it. But yeah, I just go with the flow and let things happen as they happen. And sometimes you get really neat little elements out of this. Like, I really like how this turned out. Getting the hang of using my stickers that I make. You gotta learn some way. And for me, this was the best way to learn because I'm the one that gets the final product. If it's something I didn't like, I know what I did wrong and I can try again. But in this case, I actually liked how this turned out. But that was it for the migration page. Quick, simple. And now, the final look. Like I said, February, it was messed up. I did include a picture before the end of the video of me fixing it. And I do like how this looks. It's minimal enough. I think I'll be able to use it. And I'm going to keep it in my bag that I bring with me places, just so that way I have no use to not use it. Because as long as it's with me, I should remember to throw things in it as I need to. But it is what it is. And you know what? I'm glad I'm not perfect. So, thanks for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!